Good morning. Hello. Happy Monday. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of Built in Texas. My name is Jasmine Brand, and I'm your host this morning. We are a bite-sized look at the incredible, fascinating, badass, yes, it's not too early, a fourth cup of coffee, women that are building really cool ideas, innovating, thinking outside the box here in Texas. And when we say Texas woman, she could be here for an hour, she could be here for 20 years, and we're claiming her. So we introduce you to women that are from Texas, that are transplants, that have been in Texas and now other places. And so it's our way to basically kind of introduce you to what we like to call the new Texas, that the women here are incredible. It's 15 million strong and growing. And so every Monday, we like to introduce you to a couple of women that are doing awesome stuff. We do have an incredible young entrepreneur. I say young because I probably could be her young mom. I don't even want to think about it. But she is incredible. I think what she's doing is awesome for Latina entrepreneurs in Dallas, Texas. So we'll introduce you to her in a second. I'm going to share my slides, though, because I want to tell you a little bit about our topic today, tell you about an event we have coming up, and then also a little bit more about Her Texas, which is the platform that powers Built in Texas each week. Okay, so if you're tuned in, we broadcast live via Facebook and LinkedIn every week. Let me know in the comments. Let other people know in the comments where you're tuning in from. I will say probably 98% of our audience are women. But we do have some really cool guys that come through every now and then and kind of hook us up with some love. So let us know where you are, where you're tuned in from. We'd love to hear from you for sure. And give us a little bit of shout out and some love too. So this show is usually 30 minutes to 40-ish minutes every week. We try to keep it bite-sized. If you can't tune in for the whole show, or you come in late, or you missed it completely, you can, of course, check our website later this week. Every Wednesday, we send out a newsletter, and we also share a replay of the show, too, in case you can't tune in that way as well. Our website, we're doing a little bit of remixing. Actually, it's in honor of our guest today and something really cool she has planned this Sunday, which we'll get into. But we're doing a little remixing for the site. So you'll see we're temporarily remixed, but we'll be back live this Wednesday with some kind of special surprises too. So I'm going to go ahead and share this slide. So today's conversation is with special guest Brianna Gonzalez, and our topic is on the rise of Latina entrepreneurs. I'm excited to have this conversation with her because she is a Latina entrepreneur, but Texas, I've said this time and time again, that the future of Texas is women for sure, but the future of Texas are women of color, specifically Latinas, are killing it, not just here, but across the country. So we'll get into a little bit about what's happening here locally. So I want to give you guys a couple of quick stats, because this is the reason why I wanted to do this show. And I'll tell you why this is important for me as an entrepreneur here in Texas, but also for the mission of Her Texas too. So most of the growth in new businesses among Latinos in the country has been by women. Latinas represent 40% of all Latino business owners, and the number of Latina-led employer firms has grown 20% within the last 5-year period of data available. But we've got a huge gender wage gap. This is for women of color in general, but for Latinas especially, they earn 54 cents on the dollar relative to white non-Latino men. They trail all women of all other racial ethnic backgrounds. Saying this to you to kind of set the stage for our conversation today. Because of this really horrible gender wage gap that's really disproportionately affecting Latinas, this is what a lot of researchers are saying the reason why many Latinas are leaving the formal labor market to start their own business. They're like, I'm done. I think I can do more. I can earn more. So we believe this is a reason why a lot of them are actually starting to start their own businesses. So here's the real important things to leave you with. Despite Latinas representing a large number of the new business, they have been impacted negatively by the pandemic. So not only are they impacted the most by our gender wage gap, but they were the most impacted by this pandemic that we are still in. Only about 1 in 10 Latino businesses have enough cash on hand to survive beyond 6 months, compared to 2 in 10 Latino-owned businesses. So still really poor for both, right? But for Latina businesses, most of the businesses operating right now do not have enough cash on hand to survive. So Latina-led businesses, we know, are crucial to the Texas small business ecosystem, but we've got a lot of work to do to ensure that they're awarded the same opportunities as our white entrepreneurs, their counterparts. Can we solve this in the next 30 minutes? No, but what we can do is start to make you aware of what's happening here and let you know so that we're all kind of on the same page when it comes to looking for solutions. So a little bit about Her Texas. I want to tell you all that I'm actually an entrepreneur based here for the last 12 years, 11 years. I've started several ventures. Some have been incredibly successful. Some I'm trying not to remember them. So I've had lots of amazing successes, but I've also had so many failures too. It's just the life of entrepreneur. But one of the things that's been consistent is that I have always been able to make a way for myself with opportunities, thanks to the support of the women in my circle and in my network. And I do believe Texas has a lot of opportunity. It's a little hot mess phase right now, but I would tell you all, this isn't our first hot mess phase, right? And usually when there's great opportunity and with great opportunity comes great challenges too. And so, with the recent news and some of the decisions made by our leadership, I've had a lot of people ask, Jasmine, why are you creating this organization called Her Texas? This is actually why we need it now more than ever. We are the first statewide organization that's powered by the women that live, work, and do business here. As an entrepreneur, the state is big. We've got 15 million women just by itself. And so one of the things I've discovered in my time as being an entrepreneur is that with connectivity comes promise, with connectivity comes revenue, comes clients. And so we as women just need to start working together more. So specifically in Texas, because the state is so big, right? There's amazing stuff happening in El Paso, in Houston, and Dallas, but we just start talking to each other. And so about 3 years ago, I discovered I started looking and said, there has to be a platform that's connecting us. There isn't. And those that know me, Jasmine likes to do a big challenge. And so we started building this idea of Her Texas. And it really was to address the connectivity challenges we have here. We believe that Texas is both a challenge and an opportunity. And I firmly believe that it's the women that will move us forward. But we got to start talking and working together for sure. So what do? We increase awareness of the women that live, work, and do business here, full stop. So that's our biggest mission, is to start to tell you about what's happening here in the state. Not to say that we don't have organizations that are doing that and we don't have media outlets that do that, but to really hyper focus on us from a diverse lens is not really being done. So it's really important that the women of the state, no matter where your zip code is, no matter the color of your skin, your age, that you have some representation out there. And so we're really, really excited about that. Statewide networking opportunities. If I have a business in Houston, girl, I can buy from you in Waco. I'm looking for an investor here in Dallas. I can find an investor in South Texas. We got to start working together. We, of course, want to support and help female founders grow. And I'll talk a little bit about that later. That's my tribe, y'all. So female founders is huge for us. We want to help employers connect with Texas women too. There's some incredible women here looking for opportunities. It's just a lot of stuff happening. So we just want to be in that conversation. And of course, help you navigate the state. It's a big ass state. So we have a monthly event called Network the State. We'd love for you all to attend. It is virtual. And this is when virtual works, y'all, because it literally means women from all over the state tune in with us. Our last event was super fun. If you're in Austin, if you are in Pasadena, if you're in Denton, you can join us on Monday, October 11th. Our site is temporarily being remixed, but I believe we have a link to the registration. So I would love for you guys to join. It's a fantastic time if you're looking for clients. If you're just trying to get plugged in on what's happening here, you need some resources. You want to know what events are coming up. We got you. So join us. We've got 3 more of these events happening. On October 11th is the next one. It is free. You can be cooking. You could be driving. Well, probably not driving. That's probably not the best. But tune in from wherever. Stay on as long as you like. We're just here as a resource for you. So how do you get involved and support? You can subscribe to our newsletter, select a social media channel. If you want info for us, trying to just figure out how to get involved, hello@hertexas.co. If you want to really have a place with what we're doing, or have you've got questions about it and want to get involved in a bigger way, contact me directly. And then, of course, join us at our monthly networking event. Here's all the deets. We're still not on TikTok for you that have been tuning in with us. This show actually debuted in March, y'all. I'm still not on TikTok. I got the account set up, but we still have not moved over yet. And then this is the event. I want you to save the date for this, actually. Hopefully it's not sold out, Brianna. You'll have to give us the deets on this because Brianna, our special guest, is hosting an incredible event. We are in the middle of Hispanic Heritage Month. If you wanted to celebrate Latina-owned businesses, you join us this Sunday. I'm so excited about this. I just can't even wait. One of the things I'm always passionate about is this idea of women's empowerment. How can we actually take our women's empowerment to the next level? And I always say that the best way to take women's empowerment to the next level is to buy, to spend some money, to buy a ticket, to buy something. Likes are good, sales are better. So if you are in Dallas, this is the event in Dallas this Sunday at Lofty Spaces, I believe. Drive on up, you guys, if you're nearby. If not, maybe I can convince Brianna and I to do something in another city. No pressure. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her on without further ado, our special guest. Let's see if she's logged in. Brianna, are you there? Let's see. Hey, girl, what's up?
Hi.
Nice to have you here.
Thank you for having me. I'm so
Of course. Of course. Do you have any coffee or tea or water?
I had a lot of coffee. Yes.
Okay. You always seem so very zen and peaceful like.
Really? Wow. No, I am a train wreck sometimes.
Okay, welcome to the tribe. That's okay. Well, I appreciate you for joining us. I'm so excited to talk about your journey, this event. But let's start off with just Latina entrepreneurship in Texas. So I shared some of the information in the beginning that while Latina entrepreneurs have huge growth as far as starting businesses, most of the businesses started in the Latino community or the Hispanic community are by women, that there's still this massive challenge there when it comes to actually operating the business and finding success. First, I'd love to ask you a little bit about your journey to starting Social Chica. What is it? And then I want to ask you, like, what is the biggest challenge you have right now as an entrepreneur or a Latina entrepreneur here in Texas?
So how the Social Chica started was basically I was just a junior in college. I attended Texas Tech University in Lubbock. And if you know Lubbock, it is very tiny. Everyone kind of knows each other in a sense as far as business owners. And so when it comes to finding, internships or jobs, it's kind of one of those things where like you only get it if you know them. Sadly, that's just what it is. So it was very hard to find a internship anywhere. And I always felt kind of not the reason why, but I just felt I had a disadvantage because I was a Latina, given it's Lubbock. But so I just always kind of felt discouraged. And it wasn't until I had actually came back down to Dallas I think I did kind of like a job shadow with one of the agencies here that I actually started working at after I graduated. And someone had told me, why not just start your own opportunity? And it kind of took me a while to kind of realize what he meant by that. And then I went on and, as months went by, I still couldn't find an internship for the class I needed. So I couldn't take that class anymore. So I was just kind of at that point, like, okay, what do I do next? So I remembered the exact day what I was doing. I was just sitting on the couch and I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to start my own business. We'll see how it goes, whatever. And I remember thinking of names, asking my mom, and then the Social Chica happened. So it kind of just went into, doing logos for small businesses here in Dallas, and then social media management. And slowly but surely, we kind of just grown from then. Now we do pop-ups, which is I find it's I think that's what I really want to do now. That's really where I find my most comfort. I love it. And we also do consulting and branding for small businesses as well.
Well, I mean, first of all, as I've told you, I'm really impressed by you. I'm I'm trying to think when I was your age, which wasn't that far ago, by the way. Let me correct. I just remember not really, knowing I definitely wanted to be an entrepreneur, but not really even knowing the direction. I was kind of all over the place. I still am at times, but I really love that we've got this new, I think the new generation of women today is that entrepreneurship is just something that's not necessarily maybe a thing we do. It's just really part of our natural conversation. And so I love the fact that you couldn't find anything to do. So you're like, I'm just going to go ahead and create my own opportunity. And what I've discovered is most entrepreneurs, specifically those of color, this is typically how we sometimes kind of get into our side hustle or our business, or we're looking to make extra money. And when it comes to Latina entrepreneurs, and I'd say this is probably for a lot of brown and Black girls, this idea of I couldn't make success, or I had this challenge with the traditional way to do it, so I'm going to go make my own path. I believe your story is probably one that is going to resonate with a lot of young and older women, which is why I wanted to have you on. Now, I want to let a couple of ladies shout out, because we've got quite a few tuned in from all over. My girl Karen, who tunes in from New York. What's up, Karen? Hey, girl. Gabriella, hey girl, she's from Austin. Beautiful profile pic. Wow. Jackie, what's up? Hey. Let's see, who else? Cynthia from Carrollton. Oh my gosh, you guys are all over. Kelly, what's up, girl? Did not know you're from DMV. This makes sense now. Okay. In the best way possible. Okay, perfect. Marisol, hey girl. And one more, Michelle, hey, from Frisco. One of the things we love about doing this show is because we need to know what we're all doing, because we can sometimes just have our heads down and be so busy. But B, it's so important to know that you're not by yourself, specifically on the journey of entrepreneurship. I think it's so important that we as women know that we're all out here making mistakes. And I'd say this is even if you're not an entrepreneur. We're all out here still trying to figure our way out. And Brianna, I will go spoil the news flash for you, girl. 30s and 40s, you're still going to be trying to figure it out on these lifelong journeys. So, okay. So I want to ask you one more important question before we kind of get into Social Chica, which I'm obsessed with the name. And I have this thing, if I hear names or they resonate with me. And I remember when we had a conversation, I think you were thinking of another name. And as those who know me know, I'm a little pushy in the big sister way. And I was like, Brianna, no, it's got to be Social Chica. I just think that name is so cute, so fresh. It feels fun too. And I feel like right now we need more fun in our lives. An important question for you that I always ask too is, if you had to pick sushi or Tex-Mex, which would it be?
Oh, Tex-Mex.
Okay. Do you have anything specifically?
I love enchiladas. Like, no matter where I go, that's what I'm gonna order. So
okay.
I'm very basic. I don't like to try new things. I just
That's fine. Well, you already have so much stuff going on too. So I'm not surprised. You have a lot going on your plate. So okay, so Social Chica, you're doing the creative thing for companies, for small business owners. Then you decide you want to start doing these pop-ups. Can you tell us, and those that are tuned in and those that will watch later in this week, what can we expect from a Social Chica pop-up event?
So I always like to say you don't know what you're gonna expect, because every event is always different, right? So not this past one, my mind is already ahead.
I know. Trust me, I feel you.
The event on Sunday, the theme is Hispanic Heritage Month. The theme in December, that's going to be really like a birthday party, Christmas. So, everything is going to be different. But one thing that you will always expect is just to really leave, the event feeling inspired, empowered. That's basically what our mission is. And basically just feeling like you're a part of a community with not just business owners, but women in general. And that's something that I always like to, kind of vocalize, that yes, we do these events for business women, but we also do them for the community. Because, some people might see it as, oh, I don't have a business, so I have no business there. But really, it's for all women from everywhere, all over Texas. And I caught what you said about having
just dropping it in there, Brianna. Just drop it in there, girl.
I mean, that's the dream. That's the goal. So it's really for anyone and everyone.
Okay, I love that. And I'm curious for you, especially at your just kind of your beginning of your entrepreneur's journey. Who has been kind of a mentor for you, or are you been like just out there in the dark, just trying to figure out, or a little bit of both?
I guess I would say mentors kind of change by season, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
Because as people, we're always growing. So, at some stage of your life, someone's going to be good for you, and the next stage, it's kind of just like you're leveling up.
Mhm.
And for me, I'm always looking for the next big thing, if that makes sense.
Yep.
And not to say I just dump my mentors and leave them, but just always looking for ways to level
Mhm.
up. So that's really how it is for my mentors. But I would say the biggest supporter, and I guess mentors too, would be my family and my close friends. Like, I'm very indecisive, so anytime I have a question or I need help, I'm always, asking one of them for advice.
No, I love that. And I think family is so important. And what you'll kind of discover too on your journey is that your family will be both, your family you're related to, but other entrepreneurs on that journey too, that as you start to build and grow and decide where you want this to be, your
Mhm.
family starts to expand and be kind of a really cool, diverse group of all sorts of people too. Now,
Right.
what's interesting about this event is that, and Brianna's very understating it because it's really to me like a party. I'm trying to figure out what I'm wearing, Brianna, for
Yeah.
this. But there's going to be folklorico dancers, there's going to be food trucks, but then most importantly, there's going to be close to 60 Latina small business owners. And one of the things we're excited about Her Texas, we've come on as a partner, which I'm thrilled about. But we actually will be introduced you to all of these ladies. And can I tell you, Brent, like so badass. We're that's kind of one of the reasons why we remixed our website actually for these ladies because their stories, I can't even. I was like, I'm gonna need some tissues for some of the reasons why they started these businesses and also their dreams for what's next forward. Can you tell those that are tuned in what can we expect at the events? Go into a little bit more detail about some of these fun elements, and then what have you learned from the ladies that are participating?
Yeah, so these events, like you said, a party. So I don't know. I've always loved parties, especially with family, and so I kind of wanted this to obviously be professional and businessy, but also a party because who doesn't want to party? Who doesn't want to have fun? But also doing it for a good cause. You're supporting these women. Some are moms, some are still in school, some do it all at the same time, some have 2 or 3 jobs at the same time. And for me, that's something that I kind of realized and found out after I would say my first event. And I think that's what sets us apart from, other businesses who do pop-ups is I really try to know my vendors so that way, I can share their story as much as possible. Because I don't look at it as just an event. I look at it as kind of just sharing their story, sharing their passion. Because a lot of these women, what they do, it's their side business, it's their side hustle. It's not their main source of income. So it's really trying to just shed light on what they do for our community and for their families as well.
No, I love that. And I think now more than ever, because we are in this pandemic, people are looking for these kind of really special opportunities to connect in person.
Mhm.
And of course, do it in a safe way, but do it in a way where people are getting to really experience things too. I mean, online is great, of course, but nothing beats actually connecting with people kind of in person and next to. Could share with me, and by the way, I believe where can they go get tickets for the event? If you're going to be in Dallas, you want to drive up, where can they actually get tickets, and what is the ticket situation? Because I'm not sure if we're sold out or what's going on.
Yeah, so we are sold out. I actually added more tickets and we sold out again online, which is
Wow.
crazy. But we are still going to be selling tickets at the event, so at the door. The event is going to be at Lofty Spaces in Dallas, Texas. The address is 816 Montgomery Street, I believe.
Mhm.
And tickets will be $20 cash only, so you guys can still come. We're not going to have a cap on ticket door sales, so yeah, we're still giving away tickets.
Okay, cool. And of course, you all can find the links for everything or the address actually, since you can't do online, via her Texas social channels. I also will be posting about it this week too, a little bit more as well. So we talked about in the beginning, or I specifically referenced that a lot of Latina business owners right now are experiencing so much growth, but only 1 in 6 actually have enough cash for their business to operate past 6 months. I do believe the pandemic has made it hard for a lot of us, but specifically and statistically, Latina business owners have had it the worst. They've had the most challenges. And so, Brianna, I would love to hear from you, and I'd love to ask you, as you think about what's next for Social Cheek as a new business owner, what do you need the most to help you grow and to kind of figure out where you want to go next as a business owner? Or do you not know? Is that something you need help with?
I would say the main support that we need is really sponsorships, because the bigger venue we can get, the more women we can fit in there, right? The more vendors and more businesses we can promote and share with the community. So sponsors are always welcome, and we're actually asking for sponsors for our next event in December. You can check us out on Instagram. I have the link posted in our bio for you guys to sign up as a sponsor. But also, just word of mouth or spreading the news about who we are and what we do. We're always looking for vendors to join our events, and our registration forms get a little wild. We'll receive over like 150 applicants, and from that, from there we have to choose at least 30 to 40. So it's really hard, but yeah, as much, support that we can get is right now just kind of sharing who we are and what we do.
Where would you like Social Cheek to go? And I asked that to say that, I've started several companies over the last 12 years. Some have turned into things. Some have gone into what I call a business graveyard, meaning amazing ideas, but not sure if there ever will be actually something that can generate revenue for you, because you're so new in this phase of your business. And you said first you started off with kind of wanting to do the creative, but you really love the event concept. Do you see Social Chica becoming kind of an event production company? Where do you see it going? What kind of business model do you have for it? Or is that something that you're still kind of trying to figure out?
So I actually do see it kind of going towards, the event direction and kind of pulling away from the consulting side. Just because I see the need that our community needs. And I want to help. I want to be that voice for everyone. And not just Latinas, but Latinos as well, because, they have businesses as well who need support. But as far as like my goal and my dream for it, without giving away too much, I would love to have, a conference where it's just, my mind is just all over the place with it. It's so crazy. Yeah. Like, I think very huge about these things. So yeah, I would say right now would be a conference and kind of making like the event in Dallas. But not only that, not only for Dallas people, but for everyone.
Okay, that's cool. And I love that. And I think, one of the things we've discovered in the pandemic is that events, of course, were popular before, but they're going to be huge before. I think as you think about moving forward with your business, start thinking about, okay, what do I love to do? And then what will bring revenue in? Because one of the biggest challenges you have is that sometimes things are fun, but they don't always bring revenue in. I've had this challenge where the project I'm spending so much time on, I'm like, did I actually bring in revenue? And so the secret sauce is to build a business that you love, but that also generates the kind of revenue too. And so I'm sending out good vibes to your company, but also we have some incredible women that tune in. And if you have thoughts for Brianna, if you want to support Social Chica, she is looking for sponsorship for the next event, but also just building the company out. If you've got ideas for her, definitely reach out to her on all the social channels. Her Instagram, of course, is always on point. I always feel like when I see your Instagram, Brianna, I'm like, I need to go get airbrush makeup. What is she doing? She looks like this when she wakes up. Obviously, you do. And I love this, Kelly. I'm going to agree with you, too. Let's put this out in the universe. Yes. Let's think big. Let's think it's a global national brand. I love that. And I think if we think big, it's like, how do we get the steps to get there too? So I want to hear about your thoughts on just being here in Texas. Why Dallas specific? Is that because that's where you're from? What's been your journey here? I know you went to Lubbock. You went to school in Lubbock, but tell us a little bit about being a business owner here in Texas.
So Texas is just always, it's always going to be my thing, no matter what. I was born and raised in Dallas, so I'm always going to have a special place in my heart for it, no matter what. I did go to school actually in San Marcos. It's kind of near Austin. I went to Texas State my first 2 years, and then I transferred to Tech, which is in Lubbock. And I think when I was there, I could kind of see the difference. I mean, not just because it's a really small city, but coming back to Dallas, there's just culture everywhere. I always like to think of it as opportunity. Whatever you want to do, it can happen here. And as far as Texas, I think this is somewhere that, obviously Texas is a little crazy right now, but but behind all the mess, there are good people, there are good businesses, and sometimes those businesses and people just need support, and they need to get their name out there. And especially here in Dallas, and I would say in college too, because that's when that's when you're kind of following the trends and you're getting older. You would hear about the same businesses here in Dallas, oh, go here, go shop here, whatever. But I was always more about, what about, the underdogs? What about the people that you don't hear about? So as I got older and with these events, it's really just about finding those people and giving them a voice and a platform.
Yeah, no, I love that. And I love your thoughts too of, it really does begin kind of in college. I think that's such a huge opportunity for us as businesswomen, established businesswomen, or mentors, current mentors, to start thinking it's not really just after college. It really does begin college, and sometimes before then too. One of the things I'm really excited about with Her Texas is I agree with you completely, which is why I've dug into this project. Before I started, I was like, this is going to be really fun and cool, and it is. But like the amount of emails that come in now from all over the state from women, because now we finally are starting to have this dialogue where we're like, Texas is a place to actually grow and build a business. And it's not only the same people saying that, because, sometimes you can have someone say, go work out. Someone who's really in shape, Jasmine, you need to go work out. Don't eat too much. I'm like, okay, whatever. But if I actually hear from someone who's really got some skin in the game and who's been through it, then I'm more likely to say, you know what, I can give this a try. And our big thing is representation matters. And it's important for all of us to see what the work you're doing and follow your journey and support what you're doing. We no longer just need women's empowerment, as I shared earlier. We have to start moving the needle forward. And so I think if you all are going to be in Dallas, then definitely would love to see you on Sunday. I'll be there. So love to see you. If you're not in Dallas, though, I think Karen already gave a suggestion over in the comments that just go ahead and follow and connect the Social Chica, or find Brianna as well and support her. I'd love to ask you two final questions. What's been a big success this year? It doesn't have to be professional. It could be personal or whatever, but what's been a big win or success for you?
I would have to say, I guess, losing my job. Because I went on and I went on and really gave the time and attention that the Social Chica needed. I was really neglecting it at first. It was just kind of there, but now I'm really able to do what I want to do with it, and with my time and my energy. So it really it's been amazing to see the amount of success and kind of the traction that we've built over the past 5 months. It's just insane. The amount of people who, like you said, will email you from all over Texas. And it's just like, you may think you're small, but to them, they're what you need, or they're what they need. And really what I need too, because, without them, none of this would even be possible, without my vendors, my supporters, followers, anything like that. So I would say, that's one of my biggest successes this year.
No, I love that. And then we always end our time that is so fun, but it runs by so fast, with the question we ask all of the women that join us. Who is a Texas woman that you are inspired by? This could be someone who is famous, someone in real life. She could be here currently, or maybe has passed away, or from history. Tell us about a Texas woman that represents who you are, or you love what she does.
So this may be a little cliche. I'm pretty sure everyone's gonna says this, every Latina, but obviously Selena.
I said it too, girl. I've said her
Yeah,
twice, so you
yeah,
have
she's
to.
just one of those, like, I wish she was still here, honestly, but she's just someone that I grew up with, and just the fact that, she didn't know Spanish. I still don't really know Spanish. I'm still learning. She's from Texas, and she was also in a predominantly male-dominated industry, which a lot of us can relate to that.
Yeah.
Almost every woman can relate to that. So it's just, to see her break barriers and then now to see other women do the same, it's kind of like she just kind of, I can't even think of the word, just kind of laid the track for us, really.
Yeah. No, she did for sure. Well, I'm really excited about the work you're doing. I think any platform or event or anything that shines a light or amplifies small business owners, specifically female founders, is always going to be huge in my book because it's just a really hard journey. There's lots of ups, but there's lots of downs. And a lot of us that get started are still trying to figure out what it means to be a business owner. So I think just this idea of community is a first good step, that even if you're still trying to figure out QuickBooks, you don't even know what a business plan is. You're like, I don't even know, girl. I'm just here today. That's the first step. And the second step is to know that being a female founder in Texas is about community and that you're not alone. And so if you're available this Sunday, would love to see you. Now, I think there's two different times, man. What time is the regular admission? There's VIP, and then there's the VIP's already sold out too, though, right?
Yes, yeah. So the VIP is from 12:30 to 1:30, and general admission is just from 1:30 to 4:30. And if you want to catch the Ballet Folklorico group, it's from 3 to 3:30.
Okay.
So
when is
just
the
3
food
minutes.
coming? When's the food? I want to know that.
Oh, the food is the whole time. So we're gonna have different vendors selling, different snacks, different kind of like little small appetizers. But we're also gonna have Jazzy's Tacos. She's gonna be providing free tacos for a VIP guest, and then she's just gonna be selling, tacos. And I believe she'll have drinks as well. So that's gonna be open as well for general admission.
Okay, Jazzy, I'm gonna be looking for these tacos. I cannot wait to have these. And Brianna, I'm excited for us to introduce these ladies with our profiles for them, which will be launching this Wednesday. If you just tuned in, because I see some of you all just jumped on and didn't get to see this whole episode, we always have the replay go out every Wednesday. So feel free to tune into our social channels, Her Texas or Her Texas Co., I believe, on Instagram and Twitter, to see the replay. And then starting Wednesday, we'll start introducing you to these incredible small business owners. It's anywhere from floral business, makeup, hair. I mean, it's a really diverse group of really cool businesses. So I'm so excited to introduce. And then I would love for you all after the event next week. We will be, of course, having our networking event on the 11th. I'm going to invite all the ladies this weekend to come to it as well, because I'd love to hear how the event went for them. It's our Navigate the State, our monthly event. It's for women that live in Texas. But of course, if you're thinking about doing business, if you're curious about what's happening in Texas, we want everybody to tune in. It's an event for all, and you can pop in for the whole time or for the whole time or for a little bit. Along with that event, we'll be kind of telling you about something that I think is really cool. It's called the Texas Founders Club, which will be launching next year. We'll give you a small preview of that, which I'm super excited about. Brianna, any final thoughts for the ladies and maybe the two guys that are tuned in? Any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to share with the women of Texas and the women of New York too? Karen, I got you, girl.
Ooh. Yeah, I just want to say thank you for tuning in. And like I said, if you want to learn more about us, please follow us on Instagram. We do have a Facebook page, but we're not as active on that.
That's because you're under 30, girl. We get it, Brandon.
Well, most of our demographic right now is, the age group is on Instagram. So that's what we're hitting right now. So yeah, it's the same, the Social Chica, the same handle as my business name. And one thing I do want to say, though, about, the Social Chica is I always tell either my vendors or my followers that, just because I create this platform, it doesn't necessarily mean that I have everything put together or I'm perfect. Yeah. I'm growing my business with you. And it's just, as you said, we need to connect. We just really need to partner up more and help each other. And so that's really what, this platform is about.
No, I love that. And I love you being so transparent and being so ambitious. I think you reflect kind of, as I mentioned in the earlier, like what the new Texas is, that it's the women here that are building things slowly but surely, us trying to find our way, hardworking, we're open to all, and really for other women too. So Brianna, thank you so much for joining us. I can't wait to see you this Sunday to do a little shopping with the ladies. And thank you all for tuning in this week. It's been a crazy couple of weeks for me, so I'm excited to kind of slowly be getting back to my new normal. Thrilled about our kind of remix website that's going to be launching this Wednesday and can't wait to introduce you to these incredible Latina business owners. So without further ado, I hate to say goodbye. Maybe I'll just say see you later. Yes, have a great week, everybody. Talk to you soon. See you next week.